Good evening and welcome to Source 16 News at 10. I'm Tammy Hancock. Thanks for joining us. New this hour, during an informal meeting tonight, Hopkinsville residents got an opportunity to express their opinions about the city's proposed multi-million-dollar Rails to Trails project.
I am very much in favor of Rails to Trails. I've seen it be successful in communities all over the United States. I have ridden on many Rails to Trails in many parts of the country, and I think it's important to Hopkinsville because, first of all, I think we are living in an area that is not particularly known for being healthy. We live in one of the unhealthiest states in the country.
According to Mayor Dan Kemp, the three-phase Rails to Trails project is a win-win situation for the city.
Well, the rail trail would benefit the city in many ways. It would provide an opportunity for people to get out and get exercise, recreation, and it would improve our quality of life in Hopkinsville to have a great new recreational facility like this.
Representatives from Luce and Associates, who are currently in the feasibility phase of the project, also answered questions from residents and concerns about crime rates increasing as a result of the proposed trail.
And it's our job to make sure we build a facility that is safe, that provides the feeling of safeness also for the residents. I know this trail being elevated like it is, it kind of looks down into some people's backyards, and they're concerned, and our job is to figure out how to get rid of those concerns and to make them comfortable with what's going on. And a lot of times we'll do screening, either vegetative or fencing. It's all according to the area.
Davidson then explained where the proposed trail will be located.
Our study goes along the river from Westside Park over to Main, and also down along the rail line from the river all the way down to Pardue Park. Pardue Park is not the termination for the phase one. It's probably more up towards the river, and that's still being studied exactly where phase one will terminate.
Officials say the project is going to cost over $2.5 million to complete, with construction tentatively scheduled to take place next year. State officials announced today that Kentucky's 2010 tourism economic impact figure was up 4.8% from 2009. Governor Steve Beshear and Tourism, Arts, and Heritage Secretary Marchetta Sparrow say the tourism economic impact in Kentucky was $11.3 billion in 2010. Beshear says, quote, "Thanks to events like the World Equestrian Games and the many other excellent tourism attractions we have in Kentucky, our state is benefiting with jobs, wages, and tax revenue." The annual survey also showed that tourism was responsible for creating over 2,600 more jobs from the previous year, which generated more than $2.5 billion in wages for Kentucky workers, an increase of $118 million from 2009. According to the survey, Callaway County's tourism economic impact for 2010 was over $106 million. Christian County's tourism impact was nearly $185 million. Fulton County was $11.5 million. Graves County's was over $48 million. Hopkins County's economic impact was over $101 million. And Marshall County's tourism economic impact was over $170 million. For the entire Western Lakes and Rivers region, which includes 15 Western Kentucky counties, the total tourism economic impact was over $1.1 billion. The report was produced by Surtech Incorporated for sales. For more details about the economic impact study, visit KentuckyTourism.com/industry and click on research. Well, Tin Can Railroad in Fulton County will be receiving a portion of $3.1 million in funding for needed improvements to the railroad. Governor Steve Beshear announced today that the state will invest millions of dollars in 2011 for needed improvements to short line railroads in a dozen Kentucky counties. As part of the funding, Tin Can Railroad will receive over $196 for rail replacement. The state funding is from the Short Line Railroad Assistance Fund maintained by the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. A Todd County woman seriously injured in a bicycle versus vehicle wreck last month has died from her injuries. Kentucky State Police reported today that 51-year-old Donna Gregory of Guthrie died at Vanderbilt Medical Center in Nashville 2 weeks ago. On April 23rd, police reported that Gregory was riding a bicycle north on Kentucky Street in Guthrie when she failed to stop for oncoming traffic at the intersection of East Park Street and was hit by a vehicle driven by 27-year-old Elizabeth Mallory of Dunmore. Gregory was transported from the scene to Gateway Medical Center in Clarksville and later transferred to Vanderbilt Medical Center, where she died 3 days later on April 26. A Hopkinsville organization is asking for the public's help in remodeling a Fort Campbell couple's home. Here's Marie Fainer with more on this story.
A Fort Campbell couple was living the American dream until their house was completely destroyed by water and mold.
Oh my gosh. I have asthma. Let me just start by saying that. And I had a difficult time breathing. There was a little bit too much moisture, and of course the utility was off, so it's extremely warm. But it looks like someone came through. If you've seen some of the pictures of folks that have gone through some of our recent weather phenomenon, some of the disasters, that's what it looks like in that house.
According to Russell, water pipes burst inside the couple's Bell Station Road residence after the utilities were accidentally turned off while the couple was deployed in Afghanistan.
The water came from above, so it soaked everything down below. All the drywall had to be removed because it was wet for so long during the entire winter that there was actually a bit of mold starting to develop. It is just, I don't know, it makes me sad to think that even if they were able to come up with the money to fix it, that they wouldn't have beds for their children to sleep on, that the crib that the 10-month-old laid in is destroyed. It's just, it's not a pretty picture.
A relative of the couple even wrote to President Obama for help, who then forwarded the couple's information to the Housing and Urban Development and the Aaron McNeil House.
And I think that all of us would want to know that if something like this happened, that people would come to our aid, and we have that opportunity to do that for the Honeycutt family.
Russell is now asking for the public's assistance to help rebuild the Honeycutt's dream home.
These soldiers have sacrificed, and we want to show them that this community, as it always has been supportive of Fort Campbell, is going to be there for them. That we're going to make sure that when they get off of that plane in August and they think that they're going to be going to temporary housing, we would love for them to be able to drive up to their home. And this is the first home they've ever owned.
If you would like to donate your time or money to help out this effort, contact the Aaron McNeil House at 270-886-9734. Marie Fainter, Source 16 News.
Meanwhile, 24 Fort Campbell soldiers assigned to the 3rd Platoon, 187th Regiment, grabbed their hammers and volunteered their time to help build a Nashville Habitat for Humanity home. The platoon reportedly wanted to volunteer their time to show their appreciation to residents who supported them during their recent deployment. Police have arrested 2 local men in connection to a burglary at an elementary school in Christian County. According to Hopkinsville Police, 20-year-old Christopher Travis of Cadiz and 21-year-old Jonathan Ramsour of Hopkinsville were taken into custody around 3:30 yesterday at a home in the 3900 block of Tanglewood Drive. Police were dispatched to Holiday Park Elementary School Wednesday morning in reference to a burglary and found over $650 worth of radios, photographic equipment, computer hardware, and walkie-talkies had been stolen. School staff reportedly overheard the 2 burglars using the radios and advised police, which led detectives to a residence on Tanglewood Drive where they found the 2 men with the walkie-talkies. Police say both men admitted to the burglary. Travis and Ramsour were charged with 3rd-degree burglary and lodged in the Christian County Jail. Police are asking for the public's help regarding a recent burglary at a pharmacy in Hopkins County. The Hopkins County Sheriff's Department reported today that on May 4th, deputies responded to an alarm at the Nortonville Pharmacy on Greenville Road. Upon arrival, police discovered that someone entered the building and stole various items from the pharmacy. If you have any information about the burglary at the Nortonville Pharmacy, contact Deputy Jonathan Barnes or Detective Matt Sanderson at 270-821-5661. Efforts are underway to repair a major landslide along Kentucky 93 in Lyon County that Transportation Cabinet officials say is the largest landslide in Kentucky's 12 westernmost counties in recent memory. Spokesman Keith Todd says the damage is so severe the project will be more about rebuilding the road rather than repairing it. Due to the recent near-record flooding event across the region, Todd says Kentucky 93 has dropped as much as 10 feet along about a 1,500-foot section of the road between the 8 and 9 mile markers south of Eddyville near the Eddy Creek area. Early estimates indicate the cost of the repair will be about $600,000 and take about 4 to 6 weeks or more, depending on weather conditions. Well, Hopkinsville officials will be unveiling a new Optimus Club classroom building tomorrow afternoon. The Pennyroyal RC&D Council is partnering up with the Jeffers Bend Steering Committee and former members to officially dedicate the new classroom, which will be located at Jeffers Bend. Some of the guest speakers for the event are Hopkinsville Mayor Dan Kemp, Christian County Judge Executive Steve Tribble, Christian County Public Schools Superintendent Brady Link, University Heights Academy Headmaster Pamela Nunn, Saints Peter and Paul Principal Sarah Kranz, and Heritage Christian Academy Headmaster Linda Garris. Officials say about 100 Hopkinsville High School students will attend the 1 p.m. event.